Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the Go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls man is behind bars in connection to a police presence that shut down part of a busy Sioux Falls street. 42-year-old Errol Red Dog II is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault, burglary, intentional damage to property, and possession. KELOLAND News captured this video of the scene Friday night. Police say Red Dog II threw rocks through the victim's window, resulting in an injury to her head. She was taken to the hospital. As officers approached the suspect, he allegedly shut his front door with a baseball bat in hand, declining to speak. Sioux Falls emergency response team arrived later to help with the situation. Authorities say Red Dog started lighting things on fire inside his home, which caused a bigger fire. He then jumped out of a second-story window and tried to run. Officers, as well as police K-9 Hugo, helped capture him. In court Monday afternoon, a judge set his bond at $100,000 cash. A Yankton man is behind bars in Minnehaha County, accused of kidnapping and raping a 15-year-old. 55-year-old Theodore Thornton faces 4 counts of kidnapping and 1 count of second-degree rape. The alleged crimes happened in September of last year. Online records say his bond is $100,000 cash. This is an exciting day at KELOLAND Media Group as we are just hours away from South Dakota's first televised Republican gubernatorial debate after months of planning and preparations. They'll be joining us here in our studio to answer your questions. The hour-long conversation with the candidates will get underway just before 4 o'clock Central Time, and it'll be easier to watch than ever before. In addition to KELOLAND Television, you can watch on KELOLAND Plus, our KELOLAND app, and also on KELOLAND.com. And if you are busy at 4 o'clock, no problem. The debate will be rebroadcast and available on demand. You can find all of those times online. And if you'd like to learn more about the candidates and what kind of questions viewers are asking, join us for our pre-debate show on KELOLAND Plus. It airs at 1 o'clock and 3:30 Central Time. Well, now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Summer. Good morning, everybody. Much cooler today as compared to what we had yesterday. We'll have afternoon highs in the 40s and 50s, a strong north wind. Already this morning with wind gusts in the low to mid 30 mile per hour range, helping to bring in this colder air. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up, including a spring storm on the way.
Thank you, Scott. Another sign of spring has arrived at Custer State Park.
The park shared this video of what it says is the first burrow full of the season. The little one seen along the wildlife loop is sticking close to mom and getting curious about the world.
If you find any wildlife while out in South Dakota, you can send us any pictures or videos you take to KELOLAND.com/YouShare.
Augustana students are organizing a fundraiser to help classmates study overseas.
They are raffling off a donated Porsche convertible. The money will be used to provide scholarships to students who want to study abroad but can't afford it.
One student we talked with says it was a life-changing experience.
I went to the UK, Scotland, and London, and I was doing a physics and math course in the UK, so to explore like the beginning of math and physics.
The journalism and data science major says there was no way she could have gone without the scholarship.
You can find out how to buy a raffle ticket and more information on the car with this story on KELOLAND.com.
Shields in Sioux Falls challenged the public to fill 90 Easter baskets for kids at the Children's Home Society, and they delivered.
Monday morning, staff from the sporting goods store dropped off baskets of candy, toys, and other items.
It's always shocking to us to see the baskets when they come in. Like this morning when we were unloading carts, there were shrink wrap stuff and little Easter bunny totes, and people literally went above and beyond for them, and it's amazing.
Staff says the gifts and candy will bring a lot of excitement to Easter morning and make it memorable for the kids. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another Check Your Weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, so in weather, we got a lot to talk about. Let's kind of break this apart here as we're dealing with really 2 rounds of weather coming in. So the first round will pick up starting tomorrow. I think it'll probably peak late Wednesday night into the first half of Thursday, and then it'll tend to kind of weaken, and then another round will come up after that. So right off the bat here, this probability of icing going on. That's one of the lead stories here. We see from Marshall to Brookings, it points in between. This kind of angles where the Buffalo Ridge area near Ivanhoe could involve places like Fulda and Slayton, maybe Pipestone. Even Sioux Falls is not completely out of the woods on this, too, to some degree. So there is a mix of freezing rain involved in anything over a 1/4 inch, which is the range we're getting on the modeling. That is enough to qualify for ice storm conditions. So watch for later developments on that story. Now, where it's a little colder, the depth of the cold is sufficient for more snow. Aberdeen, Watertown probably get put more into that possibility, even to some extent Pierre and Mobridge. Again, this is the round 1 portion of this. And I labeled that as 3+. Obviously, that gives you some room on the top side of that to go higher. And then we get to add to that with the second push that comes in for late Thursday into Friday and then wraps up Saturday. This map here is just dealing with water, okay? So if we're looking at hydrology, we're looking at drought and who could see some movement on some moisture in the soil profile, which is a story for sure. Well, you know, you can paint here an inch of water out of this system too for a big section of northeast South Dakota. Frankly, much of our Minnesota, Iowa counties, even Sioux Falls is in that category of an inch of water. So if it's mostly rain, let's say that for argument's sake, that's true in northwest Iowa. That goes into the soil, doesn't it? Also notice the southwest. That's where the numbers are the least, and that's where we need it the most. So again, that's just a takeaway there too, something to think about. Okay, the odds of 3 inches of snow through Sunday. It's pretty good, isn't it? For the northern half of South Dakota, statistically, those numbers are close to 100%. So yeah, I think we can top 3 inches. Can we top 6 inches of snow between round 1 and round 2? Probably. Those numbers are pretty high, and even the chance of a foot of snow. Now remember, that's not a foot all at once. That's split between 2 pieces here. So it's already at a 50-50 shot, and some of you are even higher than that. Sioux Falls definitely not in that category. That's only 2%. So that's, again, another way to explain the story. Here is today's map. Again, 50s and 40s out there. I know some of you are looking at time and what time this starts. I think tomorrow afternoon you'll see a pickup on radar from Rapid City to Mobridge, and then you'll really start to see the radar blossom Wednesday night into first thing Thursday morning is when we expect quite a bit of this moisture around. And boy, oh boy, we have to teeter-totter right on freezing. And you know how tricky that is. I mean, that can go one way or another pretty quickly over some of these finer lines that we're going to be drawing here from Sioux Falls to Brookings. So keep an eye on it. We'll be here all day, and of course, first thing in the morning tomorrow, too, to track the weather. Let's wrap up with the 7 days, and we've got you covered here with 30s for highs going into Easter weekend. The backside of the system will have some wind. The strongest of the wind will probably be in Nebraska, but I would caution you there, too, that we got to be mindful. Any amount of wind with ice is not good, and we've done this before in the past. So just remember that in Aberdeen, too. You've got probably more blowing snow issues as we wrap up the weekend. The high temperature there, mid to upper 30s. Obviously, if we get more hefty snow on the ground, we might even tug those down a little more. Finally, let's wrap up with Pierre and Rapid. Yes, you're in the thick of some of these headlines too. For Pierre, I think it'll be in the 30s starting tomorrow, and Rapid City will pick up snow as well with both rounds of moisture. So monitor the conditions. Details online at KELOLAND.com.